adaptation and translation of a story by Christoph Morrissey. And now, my daughters, my daughters' daughters, and my daughters' daughters' daughters. I will now tell you a story I heard from my great-grandmother very, very soon before she died. And I have to pass this on to you before I too will die. Well, I was still young, about 15, when the wolves came again. First, you would just hear them howl lonely, far away in the forest. But you could hear them coming closer. And then the first time came that a child from the village went missing and wasn't found until 3 days later and barely recognizable. That's when we knew the wolves were back. And that is when I first fell in love. Not with the wolves, don't get me wrong. He was a gorgeous young fella from the village. Your great-father, father, great-grandfather. Oh, he's long gone now, but it was around that time that he had courted me for a while. We had started going out, and everything was lovely. And that's when my great-grandmother took me into the woods. Don't get me wrong, the times were bad. More children had gone, were missing, even grown-ups now, adult men gone missing and found in awful, awful state. Well, my grandmother took me into the forest one day and she told me the exact same story I'm telling you now, because the wolves come back every now and then. And you always need one of this family. When the oldest one goes, she tells this story and she will take you into the forest, as will I take one of you into the forest with me tomorrow. Because that is the story. I followed my grandmother into the forest, and I didn't know that the young fella I was in love with, a hunter by the way, had been following the wolf for ages, and he was just behind us. And we came to this hut in the middle of the wilderness, and my grandmother showed me what she'd been talking about. I saw her turning into the wolf. I saw her, and he saw her too, the fella, he saw her too. He killed her and set fire to the hut. And he cut off her paw and sent her into fire too. And I only managed grabbing it and pushing it deeper down so he couldn't see how it turned back into a hand. Because that's the story. They have to believe they caught the wolf, they have to, or they'll hunt us forever.
And I have a story for you as well. It's a short story I wrote ages ago. I actually used it for my audition for Kinsale, so I thought I would revive it now. It's called The Magician. He likes to keep trophies, just small ones. Late at night, after the show, when the crew's gone home, he takes them out of hiding and he looks. They're only small things. A bracelet, a ring, old ticket stub, loose change, things no one would miss. Pleasure isn't in taking. It's in making people forget they ever had anything at all. It's in changing people's minds, making them forget. It's the control. And mostly, and watch people gasp. Their amazement makes me smile. In the back of his head, there's always that need, that craving. Twist and turn and tear and oh! And he knows that if he just reached out, he packs the things away. It's time to sleep. Another city, another town waits. Around for the picking, ready to take. Not that he will.